Blast me to Bermuda! It's time for episode 13 of the Mad Merlin's Warhammer 40,000 Imperium journey. Part 1, Lore and Building. Hello and welcome back to another Mad Merlin's Imperium video. Today we are going to be starting issue 13. Here's our magazine, here's our brand new kit, so let's dive in. First and foremost, we'll take a quick look at the frame up close. So, we get 5 32mm hexagonal post hole bases. Can't get my words out today. And we have on our frame 5 Assault Intercessors. These are the standard monopose versions that come with all the 40k starter sets and were first seen back in 2020 in Indomitus. But we have a rather good kit regardless. You have a couple of options for the Sergeant, either chainsword and plasma pistol or heavy bolt pistol, chainsword and a opened hand. You've got the helmeted head on his hip if you build him with the chainsword and plasma pistol. You also have a bare or helmeted head if so you wish, and all the other models are pretty standard. There we go. So we only have a few pages of lore to go through. We got a fold out sheet and we got issue 13 itself. So with this issue we get 5 miniatures. We have a Assault Intercessor squad, we learn to paint our new models, and we fight with new fight phase rules. So, contents. We have the Assault Intercessors battle record. Our lore is In Search of Immortality, The Tomb Awakens, a short story, and 1,000 chapters. Build and paint your Assault Intercessors, and a Battle for the Orb playthrough. So, here we go. Assault Intercessors. Mobile Close Combat Specialists. Assault Intercessors are frontline shock troops who are equipped with lethal heavy bolt pistols and adamantine-toothed chainswords that can cut through armor with ease. Their task is to charge the enemy and use their melee weapons to disrupt and break their lines. So, all Intercessors feature the enhanced reinforced fan brace to protect their sword arms. We have the Crux Indomitus, which marks out members of a squad as having fought in the Indomitus Crusade. As I say, we've got the Sergeant here with his red helm, bionic arm and plasma pistol, showing he's lost his arm in combat and has been replaced by bionic. And we've got the standard close support icons. And as usual, for all my battle records, I've already filled out my squad. So this is Squad Sula, who are expert gunslingers, otherwise known as the Quicksilver Blades. So Squad Sergeant is Atticus Sula, who is a noble son from a high house. Then we got the Battle Brothers Justian Agonor, Somanus Bassus, Aridian Tarentus, and Trajan Maximus. And we've got space to record their close combat skills and any notable battles. So our first bit of lore is the Necrons in Search of Immortality. So the Necrons are feared across the Imperium and beyond as a race of immortal android warriors. Rumours persist of ancient Necron tombs rising from beneath the surface of settled worlds, and of relentless legions crushing all beneath their metallic tread. Yet the Necrons were not always thus. So this goes into a bit of background information about the Necrons and their war against the Old Ones. How they went from a flesh and blood race known as the Necron tier to giving up their souls to the Catan and being entombed for all eternity in living metal bodies. On the back we got a little bit of information about the Catan and the Old Ones and the Eldari, who are the Necrons' oldest living enemies. Next we have a new short story. This one's called The Tomb Awakens, which features a female overlord of the Celtic dynasty known as Agaseth, rising as her tomb is invaded by members of the Indepth Mechanicus and the Astra Militarum. Shows where the life signs have been detected within the tomb complex, her location at the bottom here. And the back the story continues. It details quite nicely about how they get enveloped by the teleportation beams and are transported from one location within the tomb to the other. And we got a little dramatic report here. Mirataram Tempestus status report. Lieutenant Garrus Leonin, 11th Capic Eagles. Adeptus Mechanicus forces have breached the Xenos Archeo site and awoken a nest of murderous Xenos creatures. We are outnumbered and outmatched. Our casualties are severe and our position here is untenable. Request immediate reinforcements. May the Emperor save our souls. I don't think he made it. And then we're moving on to our build guide. So this will show you how to build your Assault Intercessors. All fairly easy, just clip out and push fit models. But I'll be doing a little bit different than mine in the build section shortly. As I won't be utilising the paint guide, we'll quickly cover that. It's just giving a lot of the base layers to your Assault Intercessors, including areas such as the Sergeant's face, weapon casings, trim, Purity Seal wax, and here we have them all finished. So our last sheet is Space Marines Lore 1000 Chapters. So this is a quick fold out detailing all the different Space Marine chapters, or some of them. So the Adeptus Astartes at War. It is believed that there are approximately 1000 Space Marine chapters. Each chapter operates independently, fighting the Emperor's battles. In the wake of the Great Rift, the galaxy is riven by war, and these loyal chapters find themselves embroiled in countless conflicts across the entire galaxy. So this breaks down the background of the Space Marine chapters, detailing how they were first founded by the Emperor as the Legions, what happened to the Legions during the aftermath and wars of the Horus Heresy, how there are many different foundings of Space Marines. Sometimes you'll go without any foundings, and other times there'll be some straight after the other. The most recent founding, of course, is the Ultima founding. I have a small blurb about fleet-based chapters and chapter planets, which was covered in a previous issue. We have a beautiful double-page spread of the galaxy map, which will be a lovely piece to get framed at some point. And we got a locator for all the known Space Marine chapter planets. So down here we have Rin's world of My Crimson Fists, the home planet in the Loki sector. Chapter planets like Nocturne of the Salamanders, Blood Peak of the Crimson Raptors, Nihilus of Deathstrike. We got a Watch Fortress, Talazar Prime, Damnos, Macragge, home of the Ultramarines, the Eye of Damocles, another Watch Fortress of the Death Watch. Into the Galactic North, we've got worlds such as Silence, another Night Watch of the Night Watch chapter, currently under siege, Black Templar's Crusade Fleet, Valhalla, Baal, home of the Blood Angels, and many more besides. Here we got the White Scars and the Blood Angels. On the back we got the Space Wolves and the Dark Angels. And finally, the front with the Imperial Fists and the Black Templars. So that's all our new lore. I'll just grab my tools and we'll get on with our little build guide. That's better, I forgot the instructions. Right, so for this video I'm going to show you a way on how to use a upgrade kit such as the Ultramarines one here, and how it can work with even just your basic push-fit models. So for this we're going to build the Assault Intercessor Sergeant. So first off we need parts 1, 8, 2, 3, and that'll be it from this sprue for the moment. So part 8 is the hip joint here. Part 2 is his front torso. Part 1, his back torso. And finally, if I can find it, there it is, part 3, the front torso. His chest plate and tilt shield. Right, I will clean these up off camera quickly. I'll be right back. So we've got our components cut out, but as we're going to be giving our sergeant a helmet, the helmet on his hip is not going to be needed. And if we flip it over, we can see, luckily, where the armor plate ends and the helmet begins. So if we hold by the grenade pouch there, take the flat end of our clippers and line it up roughly halfway on the helmet, just pinch and remove small chunks at a time. There. You can easily remove the helmet and keep the rest of the plate in relative good condition. So all we're going to do is take our knife and remove any remaining details and smooth it all out. So if you're using a hobby knife like mine, just hold it perpendicular to where we want to go and drag the blade across like so, using the actual sharpness of the blade to remove larger chunk details, and then use the side of the blade to smooth out the area. So there we have our panel all cleaned up. So we can glue this in place now, as we are going to be gluing our model together. So just run a little bit of glue in the gap of the hip there, and push the plate into location. Then we can apply some glue to the contact points around the torso. We got a peg on the waist, which goes into the first hole there. Apply a little more glue just there. And we got a peg on the inside of the chest plate, which goes in like so. And I've knocked his hip joint off. We can go ahead and glue this guy down to the base and get ready for our next step. We'll leave him to the side to dry while we can gather our next components and prepare for the conversion. So we know we're already giving him a helmet, so we're going to cut out this part here, which is a Ultramarine specific sergeant helmet. We're also going to change his chainsword arm to a power sword arm, and the Space Marine Ultramarine Upgrade Sprue comes with a nice Gladius, which is a specific style of sword that the Ultramarines are known for wielding. Just connected by two little sprue tabs there and there. We're also going to want a shoulder pad, so component 7 just there. And component 10, the scabbard for the sword. And I think we'll give him the Marksman's Honor and Grenade there. So I'll get those cleaned up off camera again, and we'll bring in our model. Before we can bring in any glue to our model, we need to prepare it first. The only thing we need to do to prepare a model is to remove this post here. So holding our model, take our clippers, flat side against the model, either side of the post, and just snip it off. We can then bring in our knife and make sure the area is scraped flat. I just realised I forgot to get the plasma pistol, so hold on a sec, I'll be right back. Whew, there we go, we have plasma. So that's all our last components that we need. So with our shoulder cleaned off, we can bring in our power sword arm, and without any glue on, we just want to make sure of the fit. So lovely, it goes in pretty much the same position that the chainsword arm would have gone in anyway. But first, let's take the scabbard here. And we'll just test to see where we're going to put this around the model. I think I'll have to go where the helmet used to be, just there. And the Marksman's Honor will have to go this side. I just thought that if we'd clipped that off earlier, we could have put it there. But for this one, we'll just put him there. Or actually, I'm just going to quickly remove that there. So remove the pouch on the back with our clippers, like so. And bring in our knife. We're going to have to fill up that hole now, which is the idea. what we're going to do with the grenades. There we go, nice and smoothed out surface. So we know roughly where we're going to be putting our components now. So I'm bringing the glue, so just over that. I'll put our grenades and marksman's honor. Oop, butterfingers. Grenades and marksman's honor there. Our scabbard will be going where the helmet used to be. Just like so. And then we can put the power sword arm in place. Like so. I'll leave that to dry for a few minutes before we continue. Okay, our first few components have fully dried. So next we need to put some glue here so we can attach the shoulder pad. Small blob on top like that. It's a simple matter of bringing our Ultramarine Sergeant shoulder pad and letting it sit in place. Now we're going to want to dry fit the head to make sure we're going to get the angle right. And I keep dropping it because I'm so warm down here. It's so hot and sweaty. It's horrible. There we go. Have it so he's looking directly forward. Just put a little bit of glue in the well. There we have our sergeant. Last piece to glue on is the plasma pistol arm, which just slots down over the peg like so. And all what's left is to bring in his backpack, which I will be leaving separate to make ease of painting, but that just pushes on like so. And with that, our Assault Intercessor Sergeant is finished. If I bring back in the instructions quickly, if you do, like I did for the Assault Intercessor Sergeant, clip the peg off the shoulders, then the bolt pistol and chainsword arms can easily be mixed and matched between any of these four poses. They are keyed to go in a certain way, but with certain pegs. So removing the pegs will allow you to attach those arms with just glue on any of the torsos as you may wish. So, it just goes to show that just because it's a basic kit doesn't mean it has to stay basic. With the help of just a small upgrade frame like this one, and some minor modifications such as cutting off of pegs, you can make any kit a multi-part kit. But that's all we have for this video. With our Assault Intercessor Sergeant done, I'm going to go off and build the rest of his teammates. And when I come back, we'll get on with our battle report, Battle for the Orb. So, all that's left is for me to thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe for more mad content. If you'd like to help the channel out, there's an affiliate link and a buy me a coffee link in the description down below. So, thank you for watching, and goodbye.